Welcome to episode 332 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and today I'm joined by producer Gerald.
Hey, everybody.
What's up?
Everything and nothing.
Happy Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Dan is on a weekend hiatus.
Mm-hmm. Exploring the mountains.
Yep, he's a mountain man. Man. There's just one of him.
Yeah.
He's in a cabin in the woods. No internet. So you've come from behind the glass to take his sweaty, shirtless chair. Yes,
definitely. I wonder if he wishes he had a Nintendo Switch to take with him.
I think everyone who doesn't have a Switch that plays games wishes, like in a scenario like this, that they had one.
Yeah.
I think what he'll tell you is he doesn't wish that because he was in the environment and a bunch of bullshit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what he really means is he definitely wishes he had one.
Yeah.
Now, you're a Switch owner.
Correct.
If you were going to the mountains right now, what's the game you would play?
Minecraft or NBA 2K19.
Yeah. I think I would play Stardew to get back to nature while in nature. Also, I need to get into Starlink because I haven't started that yet.
Yeah, me neither. Mine's still sitting in the box.
But doesn't seem like a good vacation game because you don't want to be the asshole that brought like plastic ships with you.
I don't even know if I played it, if I would start opening the plastic ships or just leave them there.
It's one thing to be like, let me grab my Switch. It's another to like get your plastic toys out on the table.
Mm-hmm. I've seen somebody grab those, like Warhammer 4,000 or 40,000, the little figures. Yeah. Well, I've seen someone have like one of the boxes that they hold the figures in with all their Starlink stuff in there, like the little phone case.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, because so they can take it when they travel. But the box was like fucking huge.
I think you're an asshole if you bring your toys to life on vacation with you.
Yeah.
And that's coming from somebody who likes video games and thinks you should take them everywhere. You shouldn't bring your Starlink toys or your Amiibo with you. Like you're sending a different message than when you just play. On the last proper vacation I took, I played Mario Odyssey, and finished it. The vacation before that, I played a lot of Golf Story. So I do love my Switch on vacation.
Yeah. See, when we go, I take the Switch and the PlayStation because usually when we go somewhere, we have a TV. I can hook the PlayStation up to it.
I've never taken my PS4 anywhere. I birthed it in the position that it's in now, and it's stayed there.
No, I have to take it because we also have like all the apps on there, like where I watch wrestling, the WWE app, Hulu, Netflix. It's all on that. So because most times you don't know if the place where we stay at is going to have Hulu or Netflix.
Right. Now, it's been a little while since you've been on the podcast proper.
Yeah.
So there's probably a lot of games that you have played and haven't had a chance to talk about. But what are you currently playing? What have you just recently finished, if there is anything?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the remastered. I've been playing that on veteran mode to try to get some trophies.
Just story, or are you doing multiplayer as well?
Just story. I can't stand the multiplayer in Call of Duty.
Okay.
On the Switch, I've been playing Fortnite, the Season 9.
Now, you're playing on the Switch, but not on the PS4?
Correct.
Do you prefer it on the Switch?
Yeah, I play better.
I feel like, and this is just me, are you playing with a Pro Controller?
No.
I feel like you just would get your face shot constantly playing with... Are you in like handheld mode?
Yeah, no,
I'm holding it.
Yeah, I'm holding it.
Yeah, it seems odd that you would even be competitive because it's cross-play, right? You're playing with everybody.
Yeah, you're playing with everybody, and you can. Yeah, it's crazy. But I've actually won on my own 3 times. I've played duos. I've won a couple times in duos with my brother or somebody else, and in squads.
Now, is there a way to make it Switch only with who you're playing against?
There might be, but I don't know.
Because that then seems like you're even in the playing field if everybody. What you do, I think the move is you dock the Switch, you get a Pro Controller, and you play Switch only.
Yeah, but see, most of the time, the people that I'm playing with are playing on their phone.
So they're just standing there.
I don't know. They're playing, but they're on their phones because it has a little phone icon on there. So I'm like, oh, damn. So
every time I ever play anything that involves mobile, the mobile guys are always just standing there because they had to go back to work or they got a call or whatever.
Yeah, you see that sometimes when you're playing. There's just some guy just randomly just standing there and like, oh, you go up there and shoot him and run off.
I've still been playing a lot of Golf Blitz on my phone. It's just like competitive stick figure golf, basically. Mm-hmm. Man, there's something that game makes me like laugh out loud several times every time I play it. Mm-hmm. There's something about screwing somebody else over that I find to be very enjoyable, and I think it's because the holes last in most cases the holes last like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So there's something hilarious to me when someone is getting ready to putt in, and then I use a power up and I hit theirs off into the water and then put mine in. I get a joy out of that I don't often get out of games.
Yeah.
And I think it's because there's not a big time investment. Like if someone played for 30 minutes and you did that wouldn't be fun.
Yeah.
But there's something about I do it to them and the next hole they have a chance to try to get revenge on me that I enjoy. And some people will stop even trying to score and make it their mission to just screw you over when you've screwed them over. And I can appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And it's a silly little game with these timed card packs that you open for cosmetic stuff, and you can play as much as you want, but you can only open packs so often. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't know what the tail is on it. I don't know how much longer I'll be playing it, but as of right now, I'm still having fun with that.
Yeah, I tried Overcooked.
The first one or the second?
The first one, the free one. Because you know how I'm in the free games.
The first one better than the second one, I feel like.
Yeah, you cannot play that game by yourself.
No.
Oh, no.
And I'll tell you, that game's tough to play with a spouse, too, because you will become angry.
Yeah, it's too hard. I got one level done. Okay, I can probably do this by myself. Went to the second level. Hell no.
Yeah, I think the right move for that is to have a friend come over or share play it with someone that you play games with.
Yeah.
And who won't get feelings hurt, because that game requires someone to take the lead and be like, you chop onions, I've got the frying pan and the pot going, and then you serve, and then we'll figure out dishes. Like, it takes that level of coordination. Mm-hmm. Because what'll happen is you're like, why aren't you doing dishes? You're like, because I'm chopping shit. And it can't be personal.
Yep.
But I loved Overcooked. I thought the second one maybe went a little too far on the crazy side. Mm-hmm. There's something simple about the first Overcooked to where you do feel like you could almost do it by yourself.
It'd be a good party game to have if you have like 4 controllers in the house and you have 4 people playing, but
yeah, as long as you don't mind everyone fighting.
Yeah, but not by myself. Oh my God, that's hard.
I played a lot of the first one, beat the first one, but there's lots of times where like I would have to switch roles. Like I thought I'd be better at a chopper, but like I'm going to have to be the guy on the grill, and just because people find better fits.
Yeah.
And you almost kind of adopt roles if you're playing with the same 3 or 4 people all the way through, but I enjoyed the first Overcooked.
Yeah, so that's a lot. So I'm mad because that game I got 2 trophies in. There's no way I'm going to get the other. I'm not going to 100% complete that one.
I don't think I definitely didn't platinum that game. I did finish it though. You have to 3-star everything, I think.
Yeah, that's one of them. Because I was on that platinum kick earlier this year. Started out.
Now, are you bothered by a game that you have 2 trophies for?
No, because I have several on the PlayStation 3, or 1 trophy for a game.
So you're bothered you can't get to platinum, but it doesn't bother you to look at something and see like 4%?
No.
Because some people are weird about that.
Yeah, the 0% ones, I definitely delete those because I tried the game out. Like Conan Exiles, that 0% had to delete that one because that game sucked.
Yeah. There's something about trophies. Like if you play a game for like 5 or 6 hours and haven't seen a trophy yet, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like at this point, you should have rewarded me for investing 6 hours. But then you play other games that it feels like they're giving them to you too fast and furious. Mm-hmm. And then they somehow feel cheap when you're popping one like every other second.
Yeah. Because I've got
there's a fine line with trophies.
Yeah, I've got 11 platinums this year so far.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've got none this year.
Yeah, but a lot of the games, they're simple games. There's nothing hard. So I'm not going to toot my horn, but oh my God, I played the hardest games.
I'm going to get this Farm Together is going to happen. I'm really into that game. I'm going to get that one.
That looks good. That looks good. I saw after you were talking about it, I've been looking at that.
It's good. It really is good. It's a lot of hurry up and wait, though. It inspires you to like check it every day, but not play it, for hours and hours.
But see, I don't have an Xbox, so I can't play it.
It's on PS4.
Oh, it is?
That's where I'm playing it, yeah.
I thought you guys were playing on Xbox.
No, but we paid for that shit. It was like $18.
Ooh.
But So in the beginning, you can play for hours and hours, but once your farm is kind of set up and running, it makes more sense to plant stuff that's high dollar and just wait. So I have corn planted right now that won't be ready till tomorrow.
Mm.
So I'll jump on, do the daily bonus, collect the animals, feed everything, and then I'll jump right back off. So maybe 15 minutes.
Does it hurt?
And that's kind of nice.
Does it hurt when you're not playing it for a while?
No, nothing goes bad, but everything does continue to grow. So like everything would be ready to harvest if you didn't play for a while. Your animals would all need feed. If they run out of feed, their timer stops.
Mm.
So if it takes them 6 hours to produce, but an hour in they run out of feed, you still have 5 hours once you feed them.
Oh, okay.
So it encourages you to get on often, but I'm jumping in like once a day for 15, 20 minutes and then going to do whatever, Rocket League or whatever, still working through those weekly challenges. And, it's nice to jump on as a little palate cleanser either before or after whatever you play.
Okay.
Now, anything besides Call of Duty?
I said Fortnite.
Oh, yeah, Fortnite.
And I tried the Overcooked.
Yeah, I'm sad that you didn't like Overcooked.
Yeah, I did. I just can't do it by myself, and I don't play with enough people that would want to play that.
I agree. I don't think the whole game could be done by yourself in a way that you would enjoy yourself.
And then I
could make it happen, but it wouldn't be fun.
Then I jumped into Firewatch and played a couple matches on that one night.
Firewall,
yeah. Firewatch still the game. Yeah, Firewall. I played a couple matches on that one night.
So they're all updated and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get in. I haven't seen it since the update. I think the Battle Pass thing is live.
Yeah, I was going to get that, but I didn't know if you guys were going to jump.
Is there a free tier?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a free tier or not. I need to jump in there and get it. So I picked up everybody's golf VR.
Ooh.
And I've been playing a fair amount of that. And so I might have spoken about that game a little too early because I told everybody it's kind of like everybody's golf, but it's like way more serious.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still cartoony looking, sort of, but like the art style is the same, but it's not silly and goofy. It's kind of like real golf, and it's hard. I think it's very hard. I thought that it would be tough, but I thought there would be like a baby mode.
Yeah.
And maybe, but I haven't discovered it yet. But I will say I finally made the third course, and the third course is very much like Hot Shots, like super goofy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the third course has actual dinosaurs roaming the course.
Ooh.
Like I heard a noise and spun around, and a T-Rex comes running up and screams right in my face. So like I really appreciate the fact that the first two were very serious, and you also have the caddies, which they do weird little events. And this is something that I think maybe it's a me thing in VR. There's something creepy about somebody like being in your face in VR.
Yeah.
So everybody's golf is like, your caddies are not, they're not like dead or alive, inappropriate, like their boobs aren't out or anything like that, but they're like short shorts. I can't talk. Short shorts. And they all have like little girl voices, like really soft spoken, but they get right up on you. And I'm like, I don't know. It's a little weird. Like at one point, one of them pretends to feed you something and she like holds it up. It's like open wide. And I'm like, I want to skip this.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about like that interaction like that. All I could think is like, I don't want anyone to walk by the TV right now.
Yeah.
Because I look like I'm playing softcore porn simulator. And also like, I just want to skip it. I don't even like when they're like close to me talking to me. Even if they're not talking about, anything. They're talking about golf. They're like, oh, I'm going to be your caddy today. I'm so excited to go out with you. I'm like, it's just weird. I don't like it. So that part's starting to creep me out a little bit, but I love the golf part. It's hard though, like very hard.
Do you enjoy hard games like that?
I don't know. See, so I used to play golf, actual golf, and it's very hard and frustrating and but rewarding. And this game gives me the same vibe. So I'll hit like 2 or 3 bad shots and I'll get frustrated with myself, but then I'll hit a good shot and you just feel it in your balls right when you hit it.
Mm-hmm.
like that's a good shot. You'll hit it and your caddy will be like, oh, that's an ace, and you'll watch it drop right next to the hole. And I think because it is challenging, it's really rewarding when you hit a good shot.
Yeah.
Now, if you do a full golf swing, I find this game to be very, very challenging. I have learned if you do like a chipping motion, as long as you accelerate fast enough, you can get every club to 100%, and it's much easier. So I'm kind of cheating at it a little bit. But I really, really like it. It's like $30. I think it's well worth the money. The point I'm at right now, it looks like there's only 3 courses. But of course, they unlocked like the longer tees and stuff like that and pretend like that's a new course.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's really only 3 courses on there. There's like 4 caddies. It looks like 4 sets of club. I've only unlocked 2. And then there's a driving range part that's kind of like a Top Golf.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in a city, you've got the net all around. You can pick top level, bottom level, or putting greens. And then there's a little net set up and things like that. And you can go there to practice. There's some beginner clubs that make it much easier. They're like oversized, so it's easier to hit the sweet spot on them. But yeah, that game's difficult.
So I know you played a lot of golf games. Where is that rank with all the other golf games you've played? Because I know you played a lot.
Yeah, it's tough to say because everybody's golf is a silly. I mean, for those that don't know, everybody's golf is Hot Shots Golf. That was the name in Japan. They moved it all under one brand, but it's silly and goofy already. It's not real. It's not Tiger Woods. It's not the golf club or whatever that's called. It's fun, silly golf, which I enjoy. There's a Tornado Cup and a Mega Cup and Teeny Cup and all that stuff. As far as real golf goes, I don't enjoy real golf games as much.
I remember when we used to play GTA, we'd always go to the golf course and play.
Yeah. I like golf. Like I used to play all the Tiger Woods back in the day, and I fell out of those. I picked up one of the golf clubs and didn't even play it. I think one of them's free right now. Maybe the Golf Club 2019 is free right now on Xbox. I enjoy a golf game, but there's something relaxing about the everybody's golf because it is silly.
Mm-hmm.
Like they run super fast to the next hole, and it's just over the top like cartoon golf that I think it does require a level of skill, but it doesn't stress you out in the same way that a lot of those games do.
Yeah.
So I like it. This is definitely different. This is not the way I would want to play golf every day for the rest of my life. But it's cool to jump in VR. I'm using a Move controller, so it feels pretty natural. The biggest struggle is to gauge your speed because there's no weight at the end of your Move controller.
Mm-hmm.
With a real golf club, you could feel the head of it, so you can kind of gauge your speed based on the resistance you feel. But because you're just holding basically a handle, you don't feel the club weight at the bottom, so it's tough for me to gauge my power. And putting is hard as hell. I like 3-putt everything because I either run it way past it or I'm super short. I really struggle with power on the putter.
Yeah.
It's fun though. I like for $30 if you're into golf, you should get it. Now you keep yawning and it makes me yawn.
No, I'm sorry.
And then I yawn and make you yawn.
It was a late night last night.
It's going to be a struggle. I went to bed early.
No, I was out until 1.
Oh, living that nightlife.
Yeah, a friend came in town, so we all met up with a few people and seen some guy I haven't seen like in 10 years.
I played a little bit of everybody's golf during the day and no games last night.
I had no game time yesterday.
Just called it a night. I played some Tetris 99, got my ass beat hard on that.
I suck at that game.
I suck at Tetris, so I knew there was no chance. My best finish was 26th.
Yeah, I'm still like in the 60s. I'm horrible.
I had one good game. So you know at the end when it tells you, like, look at all the things, like here's how many, multi-rows you had, how many T-spins, like all those things. Mine's just 0 on everything. Like the fact that I made it, I think I made it because I was not a threat.
Yeah.
So nobody was ever attacking me.
No, our friend Matt's really good at that game.
I suck at it.
Yeah, me too.
But it's not just that, it's every Tetris. So, like, I get it. I knew I wasn't going to be good at it. But I wanted to experience the the thrill of the Tetris 99. It's fine. I see why people like it. I get it. It's not a game I'll continue to play because I'm very bad at Tetris.
Me too.
So, I mean, I know what a T-spin is. I don't think I know how to do one. Let me rephrase that. I know how to do it. I don't know how to set one up. My brain works like clear the rows, clear the rows.
Yeah, that's how I am.
That's not how Tetris is best played. You want to set up big combos, and I panic too much. So, I like it. I like that people like it. It's not for me, though.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out like who you want to go after and try to attack. And
I just leave that shit on auto.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out. I can't even see them. They're so tiny. I am playing that on handheld.
Yeah, I play everything on handheld on Switch. I've never docked my Switch.
I pretty much do. I have docked it before, but I pretty much play everything handheld. But if I was going to play Fortnite or Rocket League, I would play in docked mode. So that's it for what I played. You didn't play anything else? That's it?
Nope, that's it.
All right. There's not a lot of news. Not a lot of news going on this week, so we ran a little long on what we played, but you'll understand why in about 35 seconds. We're going to remind everybody, if you love this show, if it gives you a hard on, a boner, you can head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch, and you can support us over there. You can drop a couple bucks in the tip box, in the donations bin, and support the show, because it sounds like I need a new microphone. I keep getting some feedback that my mic is having some issues. I tried something different today, some new cords. You guys let me know if it's still having the issue. If it is, I'll go buy a new mic, because I know that's frustrating when I just randomly spike for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not playing volleyball. It's the only good kind of spike. And maybe like if people spike the juice, that's not my thing, but people like that.
Spiking your drinks.
Yeah, Spike Lee. Spike Jones, that's a person, right?
Yep. Yep. He does a jackass shit.
Spike Jones does?
Yeah, I think his name. Who does that? Spikey Jones. Oh, then there's always dogs named Spike somewhere.
There are a lot of dogs named Spike. That's a popular dog name.
The Gremlins. Lloyd.
I'm trying to...
His name's Spike.
I'm sure we're forgetting a popular Spike. You could spike in ping pong as well.
Volleyball.
Yeah, volleyball. Then the first... If you asked me to spike, if you told me to give you a word in response to spike, I would say volleyball. That's where I think of it most predominantly being used.
Yeah.
So anyways, patreon.com/Gamestitch. Support us over there. If not, that's okay too. Tell your friends, your buddies, your lovers about us, so that we get more and more people listening, because that means the show's growing, and who doesn't like a grower?
And a shower.
Yeah, we're a shower now. They like a grower, though.
Yeah.
Now, the news. Let's start with this first story. It's weird. It's about a Playdate. It's about Playdate.
Not what you think of Playdate, but something completely different.
Right. So Playdate is actually a new handheld game system. And that alone is crazy that someone is like, hey, let's put out a handheld. But this thing is wild looking.
Yeah.
It's square. It appears to be very tiny. Or whoever's holding it's got some of them Burger King hands. So everything looks or got some I guess not they wouldn't have tiny hands, they have big hands. I don't know, this thing looks little. It's square, it's got a and a B button and a D-pad. It's got a nice square screen on it. But the crazy part is it has a crank on the side. Like think of a fishing rod reel.
Yeah.
Not rod, but the reel part. It looks like it swivels out and you crank it. Now, you're not cranking power into this thing.
See, it's
not like an old school flashlight.
Right. When I saw that, that's the first thing I thought. I was, oh, damn. Okay, game system doesn't use batteries. Just crank it.
That's actually what I thought, too. I thought this is a crazy idea. They're going to make you crank it in order to play it. Like, that's how they're, like, getting the kid thing is, because he's not going to sit there and crank it all day long.
Mm-hmm.
So they know that the kids will limit the amount of time they're on it because they're not going to want to crank it. But that's not at all what this does. It's just another feature of it's a button basically.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because it does mean 1 million fishing games will come out. It's a black and white screen on this thing. And I think it's not backlit. I think that's one of the deals. I think it's a black and white screen that's not backlit. It may be backlit, but it's definitely black and white.
Yeah.
So that'll be kind of neat. They showed it in a Pikachu yellow, is how I would describe that color. You think that's right for that color?
Yeah, definitely.
It's got some ports on it. It looks like a USB port, a USB-C port. It looks cool. They have it in a lady's hand, and it looks in proportion. I'm worried this will be small, but I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. It's only coming out, how many, I think, 20-some games? On 20 games?
Okay, so the games are a weird thing that they are going to bring in like seasons of games. So the games will come out and then they'll constantly add to the library. And I think it's like they're calling it like, so all 12 of the games in season 1s are included for the cost of the system. Presumably further seasons will follow, like you'll have to pay for them. So the way it seems is you'll pay for season 2, whatever that costs, and you get all the games in season 2. So you're not buying a game at a time. You're buying all the games in season 1, 2, 3, 4, which I think is a neat idea.
Mm-hmm.
So it has a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth support as well as USB-C and a headphone jack. It's going to be $150. It's going to come out in 2020. Now, when you look at that and you hear what we just talked about, what's the $150 do to you?
Made me not want to buy it.
Is it too high?
Oh, yeah, way too high.
What's scaring you about that price?
The games.
The fact that you only have 12 games to play on it?
Yeah, you only have a few games to play, and it's in black and white. And you can probably buy those games on your phone for cheaper.
Do you have 12 games for your Switch, though?
Do I have 12 games? No, but that purchase, no.
Yeah, see, so this is going to give you a solid library, in theory.
Right, but I can also watch YouTube on my Switch.
Yeah, but you don't want to watch YouTube on this thing.
No, but I can watch YouTube on my Switch.
It seems like a good thing to throw in your bag to take a shit or to on a break at work or...
Your phone. You have your phone. You can play the same exact games on your phone.
You can. So I think you'll have different games. I think that crank is going to invite some games that don't exist anywhere else. Also 1 million fishing games, which I'm stoked about. But I don't like the backlit screen. That's an issue. I hope I'm wrong about that. I hope it has a backlit screen. I kind of like it, though. I think the price point, I would love to see that at $99. But I'm not totally against it at $150. I'll need to see what the games look like running on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not against it. It's half the price of a Switch.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
I still think you can get those same exact games on your phone. And you can buy a hand crank for your phone.
It won't be the same. It won't be the same.
No.
You're like a negative Nancy. This should bring you back to your youth. This is like a Game Boy.
Yeah, but I didn't have a Game Boy.
So you're taking out on this thing because you didn't have one. We should say it's being developed, created, however you want to call it, by Panic. So Panic has done a couple different things that you may or may not know about. So Panic used a file transfer system, or developed one. It's called something. Let me see. I had it pulled up here. Transmit. So it was a file transfer protocol called Transmit, and also they worked on Firewatch. They were I believe the publisher of Firewatch, not the developer. The game that I played on my game that I forgot to play, and we went back as part of a Patreon exclusive. So, they published Firewatch, I believe, is what they did. So, it's a company that's been kicking around in a couple different ways. They've done a lot of stuff for PC and Mac in the past. At one point, Facebook tried to buy them. That's a story going around right now. So they've had some success in the industry. This is an odd pivot, an odd move. They said this is basically, I think, a 3-year idea that they finally put into motion that they have been tossing ideas around for. So I actually think the season thing is super smart. I see your fear with it, but if a season is like $20 for 20 games, I think that's crazy good. If you have like a kid that's 5 or 6, you give this thing to them, you know they have games to play.
Not so old, I'm sorry.
And you don't have to buy the new thing. Like, I don't need you to, like, you don't need the new, I don't need this for that or this for this, because it's just going to come with everything you can get for it when you buy a season. So I think it's neat. I think that price a little bit high though, but I'm not out on it. It's a strong maybe for me.
Yeah, it needs to be the price of like a DS or something.
I think
like a 2DS.
How much is a 2DS?
What, 80 to 100?
I don't know. I don't know how much the 2DS is.
Let's see. Nintendo 2DS from Best Buy is $80.
Yeah. I see why it's not though. They don't have Nintendo money. It's their first dip in the pond. And I think this could live beside something like a Switch as a different thing. I mean, I don't think this is going to change the world, but I think it's neat, and I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm going to keep my eye on this, on the Playdate. I don't like that name either. PS5 cross-gen multiplayer teased alongside backwards compatibility. News of the next PlayStation console gets more and more exciting the more we hear about it. According to this article, at least. This time they're talking about backwards compatibility, a key feature absent from the PS4. Sony says it's looking to bridge the gap between the PS4 and PS5, and that could possibly mean owners will be able to play certain PS4 titles along with people who are playing on PS5. I think this is very likely.
Yeah.
As part of the recent investors meeting where the PS5 impressive load times were showcased, Sony discussed both backwards compatibility and the prospect of PS4, PS5 players being able to play certain games together.
Yeah, because that was the big issue with GTA, because we're right in the middle of playing GTA 5.
Yeah, and we had to switch.
We had to switch. We had to go buy it just to play. And then if someone was on the PlayStation 3, they couldn't play with us.
They said that backwards compatibility and a networked error becomes something incredibly powerful. Jim Ryan, that was from Jim Ryan, the new president and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Because the gaming community is somewhat tribal in its nature, backwards compatibility gives us the opportunity to migrate that community from PlayStation 4 to next gen, using the ability to play PS4 games that have their next generation console on their next generation console, and we think that's incredibly important. They think that now. They didn't think that last gen.
Mm-hmm.
They think that because everyone says you must think that, but I do think that's the key, right? You need to be able to still play Fortnite with PS5.
Yes.
You need to be able to play The Last of Us 2 if it comes out on both. You need to be able to play it together.
Right.
So, like you were saying, Red Dead. I'm sure, like if Red Dead comes out, which I'm sure it will. If Red Dead comes out on PS5, you need to be able to play that multiplayer with PS4.
So let's say it comes out, what do you think, August, September, October?
I don't think it comes out this year.
No, I'm talking about if it does come out, the month it'll come out.
Oh, so next year I think it'll come out. I think they'll shoot for, I think they'll announce it in early next year. Realistically, I think you might see a release date, after June is what I'll say.
Yeah, so I'm thinking August, September, October.
I think they'll stay away from July. I think August, October. I think October, November. I think November might be getting a little too late now. I think October might be a sweet spot. Everything comes out in October, though.
Right. Then you have their Maddens, NBA games. All those games come out, and people go crazy to play online on those.
And those need to be cross-platform as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, they gotta amp that up. They gotta make sure that those games are ready day and date to play on both systems. I'm sure they are. But interesting nonetheless that people are starting to get excited about that. Speaking of exciting features, Microsoft has offered only occasional updates on Project xCloud since debuting it last year, to the point that we assumed we'd heard the last of it until E3, which is just around the corner actually. But with a big event less than weeks away, Microsoft has shed a little more light on its progress with the streaming service. In an update from Gaming Cloud VP Kareem Chaudhry, Microsoft noted that it had deployed its xCloud technology to 13 Azure regions, allowing the game developers like Capcom and other devs to test it using the xCloud platform. This follows an earlier employee take-home program that served as the first real-world test. Employee notes that Project xCloud has the potential to stream more than 3,500 games already across 3 generations of Xbox. An update to the Xbox One version of any game would populate across xCloud immediately, without additional work for developers or downloads for consumers. Microsoft also boasted another 1,900 games are in development for the Xbox One, which could be a part of xCloud easily. So xCloud appears to be Microsoft's all in for the next gen.
Yeah.
That Azure, Microsoft Azure popping up again. We just talked about it last week in the non-partnership with Sony. Their memorandum of understanding that they sent out to each other and posed for pictures with. Which is not legally binding, but you can tell this is where Microsoft is going with it all.
Yep. Especially with, like you guys were saying last week, the Disney Plus, the Hulu's, the Netflix, everyone's streaming.
You got to stream if you want to survive.
And then with the Google Stadia coming out, streaming box.
The partnership between the memorandum of understanding between Microsoft and Sony did feel like a big middle finger to Google.
Yeah.
You know, the fact is that Sony needed a good strategic partner, and they were using Amazon for a lot of stuff, but apparently they couldn't reach an agreement. Amazon, I think, is the biggest provider of that. They couldn't reach an agreement, so it looks like they have moved on to Microsoft through this memorandum. So things could change, but strategic partnerships are going to be important for Sony because they don't have this infrastructure set up. And it's Microsoft probably makes a lot of sense because they're in this space already.
Mm-hmm. Well, me and a guy that I work with, we were talking about this just as an idea. So you're going to have Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation are going to team up eventually down the road, and they're going to go against the Googles, the Amazons, when it comes to gaming.
So Amazon has yet to do anything. They were part of that Grand Touring game that apparently sucks.
Mm-hmm.
They do have a studio. I don't know what they're working on. Apple's rumored to get into the gaming space a lot. They're doing this Apple Arcade thing, which is, I think, something separate. A little more in line with this Playdate situation where I think you're buying seasons of games. I don't know.
It'll be weird just seeing where Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony were going against each other. Now they're going to end up having to team up to go against the streaming services.
I mean, I think Microsoft could very much see a future where they no longer release boxes, proper consoles, and I think they'd be comfortable with that. Nintendo is very hard-headed.
Yeah.
And I think Sony is very attached to the traditional, like, we release a console, lots of people buy it system. So I don't know what the future looks like, but I do think it looks like those three standing closer together than ever before. So, very interested to see where it goes.
Do you stream on your Xbox?
I mean, I play stuff, not really. I mean, Game Pass and everything downloads.
Yeah.
So I don't really ever stream anything. PlayStation Now is streaming, but it has download options now, but I don't do PlayStation Now. As far as if I'm watching YouTube or Netflix, so my cable box has Netflix built in, so that's usually what I use.
Mm-hmm.
I just go to channel and it pulls up Netflix automatically. And then my TV has everything else built into it, so I honestly still watch YouTube on my iPad versus a TV, but if I'm going to watch something on the big screen for Netflix or Hulu or anything like that, I basically just use the cable box or the built-in apps on my TV.
Okay.
My TV has like everything built in. So I don't feel the need to use anything to stream as far as those consoles go, so I don't do a lot of streaming. Now, streaming the games scares me. It's something we talked about with Stadia, but it's a feature I don't know if I'm ready for.
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know if you ever own it, and I don't know how long they're responsible for supplying it to you if all you're doing is paying for the right to stream it.
Yeah, do you think they're doing it so they can stop people from trading in games or like borrowing your friend's game?
No. I mean, I'm sure that's a positive side effect. But there is some, I mean, they need people to play their games, even if they're not buying them for full price. Mm-hmm. So there is some loss with the used game market going away, but I think they're doing it because it's easier to distribute. It's easier to update. Like they were saying, you won't need to ever download a patch because you're playing the patched version. Right.
And it's going to be so much money they're going to save on the boxing, the shipping, the packaging, the
all
disc.
All of it, yeah. Even retail space, you know. You know as well as I do, it's crazy. Some places they pay for their retail placing.
Yeah.
It's very old school, and I think they're moving in a direction that's more comfortable for them, but it's maybe less comfortable for me. Mm. So we will see. On to the death of something you already thought was dead.
Uh-oh.
The Ouya has died again. So I was minding my own business, doing whatever I was doing, and I received an email on May 23rd, 2019 at 10:14 p.m. With the subject line, Ouya and Razer Forge TV services shut down. And I was like, I thought that was dead already.
Yeah.
And here's what the email says. Ouya and Razer Forge TV services shut down. Thank you for being loyal to Ouya Gaming and Razer Forge TV. We're writing to let you know that these platforms will be shut down and no longer available for usage on June 25th, 2019. Your account on June 25th, 2019 for your Ouya or Razer Cortex account will be disabled. So we encourage you to utilize any funds prior to shutdown. Games and gameplay. After June 25th, 2019, continued gameplay will vary depending on the individual game developers. But Ouya games will no longer be available on the Ouya platform. Contact developers for more information, which is a shitty thing to say. Because developers don't need them reaching out about their game not working on Ouya. We thank you for your loyalty over the years, and we hope that you've enjoyed the services, all the innovations that continually happen in the game industry. We're looking forward to bringing you more great gaming options in the future. Best regards, the Razer team. There's the FAQ on there. So it does say, if you already have a game downloaded and there's no DRM or anything involved, it should still work. But anything that you bought that requires a DRM or any kind of online verification check will not work. Nothing new will be put up. Apparently, the Discover tab of the Ouya will totally disappear, which is where you were to get your games from.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I have an Ouya. I don't know where it's at, and I don't know if I have any funds. So, before this expiration date, I've got to find it, get it hooked up, update it, and see if there's any money in my wallet so that I can purchase something before exiting.
Mm-hmm. Now, were you the only one that got the Ouya out there, or somebody else did it?
Dan got it as well.
Dan got it.
I don't know if he still has his, though. Now, I wanted that Reed and Rainbow one that was part of a Kickstarter.
Uh-huh.
I wanted that one. Didn't get it. So, I don't know. There's a, I shouldn't say it on the podcast, but there's a clear developer Ouya for sale on eBay right now that I'm watching like a hawk. Because they only made 1,200 of them, and I was like, I want one. So I think the Ouya was a little bit before its time. I think it's more fondly remembered for its Kickstarter success than it is for its actual execution of the product and service. They sold some time ago to Razer, and Razer apparently kept them alive, even though I thought they had killed them off.
Yeah.
So
now, did you jailbreak or hack into it?
Nope, I left it untainted.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people are jailbreaking it and then download like the Google Play Store and then downloading games from there.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice little box. It's got a good form factor with it. The controllers aren't great, but they're okay. I did purchase an additional controller for mine, so I went all in with 2 controllers for the Ouya. But yeah, I don't know. Rest in peace, because I already thought you were dead.
Yeah, I don't know if it was really going to go away with all the people hacking into it to play it.
So when I was still using mine, there were like tons of like emulators you could just download for it.
Yeah.
You could just get an NES emulator for it without even jailbreaking it.
Ooh.
So that community was already doing things, and I think they'll live on as far as the devices out there. But I don't think many people are using them as intended anymore anyways, and that's probably part of the reason. They have the numbers. I'm sure they're shutting it down because it will affect a small number of people.
Yeah. Do you think that original system, untouched, will be worth something down the road?
I do not. I think in order to be worth something, you have to be extremely rare, or you have to be extremely beloved. And I don't think the Ouya will fall under either category. This clear one, though, they only made 1,200 of. And don't be a dick face and bid on it because you heard me talk about it.
Oh, I'm not going to.
No, I'm not talking about you.
Oh.
I'm talking about the listeners out in listener land.
Or if you want listeners, you can buy one for him and then send it to him.
But that would need to be coordinated up front, so I'm not bidding against you. It's $22 right now with 4 bids, so I'm only willing to pay like $30 for that thing. It's got $11 shipping, so it looks good, clear though. Let me get you a visual of that. Look at
that. Oh yeah,
just a little clear box. It's hard to see there, but it says Ouya Devs on top, and it still has all your ports and everything.
So how many days it got left?
It is got 3 days, 7 hours.
Oh yeah, so you might get it around the price, or maybe a little bit more.
There's 2 gentlemen interested. The way I see it, with 4 bids, it's probably just 2 bidders. One guy tried to get it, going up by a quarter each time, and was like, "The hell with that." So I'm watching it. I'm interested. This is the worst time to buy an Ouya because people are talking about them again.
Yeah, because now they're going to be looking for it.
Which is why this is listed. Had this been listed a month ago, you probably could have got it for the $20 it started at.
Yeah.
But it's hitting every news cycle everywhere, so I'm just jumping on that bandwagon like a real asshole. But yeah, rest in peace, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
You're gone and probably forgotten. Ouya. On to the next story. What we got here? We did that one. Google Stadia price and more to be announced this summer. In an official tweet, Google promised more details are coming soon. More specifically, it promised a price reveal, game announcement, launch information, and I think most of those are the biggest questions that were still lingering around Stadia. That sounds like Google is preparing a second big event to answer those questions. More vague is the timing. It says summer, which could be something during E3 or around E3, or it could mean something later in the year. But either way, we're getting close to knowing all those burning Stadia questions. Now, you got really upset about the Playdate price.
Mm-hmm.
What's Stadia? So here's the thing. I think you're going to get Stadia by itself. I don't worry about that pricing. And then I think you're going to get it with a Chromecast Ultra or whatever they call it. What do you think the price is the Stadia? So a controller along with a Chromecast Ultra and probably one game. What do you think the price is on that?
It's got to be around the Xbox One price.
So you're saying like $299?
Yeah. No more than $399.
I think it's cheaper than that because you don't get a physical box. You just get a controller. I think $150. I think it's going to be like $149.
If it does. Whew.
So I think the Chromecast Ultra, you want to see what that cost. I don't think it's called that. It's like Chromecast, whatever maybe it is Ultra, whatever their fancy Chromecast is, like $60-$70 maybe.
Yeah, it's Ultra.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Ultra. It is, yes, $70.
Okay, so $70. You figure a controller is somewhere in the $60 mark. That's the right mark to hit with a controller. Yeah, I mean, I think $150 is doable. Obviously, they sell the Chromecast for $70. It doesn't cost them $70 to make it. If they can sell a controller for $60, it doesn't cost them $60 to make it. They can afford to give you a $20 game with it. They'll give you Assassin's Creed or whatever, access to Assassin's Creed. All you need is that controller.
Right, but then if you do like with the Xbox Game Pass or the PlayStation Now, when you add the list of the games they're going to offer, like a subscription service, where are they going to price that at?
I don't know. See, I don't know if they're going to sell individual games. I don't know what they're doing with all that either. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But I think the price to I think the price to get into it, I think $99 would be killer. I think $150 makes more sense for Google. But yeah.
I'm going to say 200.
I think the cost of entry is going to be low here.
Yeah, I'm going to say 200.
Now, whereas I think the Playdate is cool and I could see myself being an early adopter, I do not see myself being an early Stadia adopter. I'm not super into the Stadia. It's cool. If it works right, I'm definitely listening. I'm not going to rule it out. But, I like to have a box. I like to have games. I like to know how long I own the games for and if you're going to shut down the servers next week if I just lose them. I like the form factor of the Stadia. I could throw that in a bag.
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere with a TV and good internet.
Or you can plug into your laptop.
Yeah, in theory. As long as I'm going somewhere with good internet and I have a screen, I could have Stadia. But, I need to see. I need to see what's there. I need to see the games. I think this announcement will clear up a lot for me. I can tell you between the two, I'm more excited for the technology of Stadia, but I'm more excited for me as the thought of playing a Playdate, which is sad.
Yeah, I'm complete opposite.
Yeah, I love what Stadia is doing. I think Stadia will drive Google and PlayStation, not Nintendo. Nothing drives Nintendo. The next Switch might have a crank on it now. Who knows? But nothing drives them. But the Playdate is neat and charming and fun, and it's probably a good console for kids.
Yeah, or the Nintendo's going to come out with a Labo that has a crank on it.
Ooh, a Labo crank. Now, do you I called it a console. Do you like the term console for handheld?
It don't bother me.
Yeah, I like to call it a handheld console, so I think that term still fits. A lot of people like the term console to be reserved for the box plugged up at home. So I didn't know where you landed on that.
No, either way, I'm good.
So yeah, we're getting more info real soon on Stadia. Real soon, maybe. Until Dawn, we talk about it a lot on here. So the developer Supermassive Games is working on the Dark Pictures anthology, and their first game was The Man of Medan. I think I'm saying that right. It now has a release date. The supernatural horror story will land on August 30th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. It was first unveiled at Gamescom 2018. Man of Medan, whatever it is, stands as the anthology's first entry. Pre-orders are available now, and doing so secures the curator's cut, which opens up new options, including alternate paths, a new perspective from unlocked characters, new choices for each scene, and a new scene and secrets. Accessing additional content requires a full, complete playthrough. So it gives you extra stuff that you can't get until you beat the correct way. I loved Until Dawn. I'm no good at scary games. This one looks more scary to me.
Yeah.
This looks like Until Dawn ratcheted up a little bit, and I don't know if my heart can handle it.
I'm not into scary games either. That's probably why I never played that one.
Yeah, I don't know if and by all accounts, Until Dawn not scary. And it walked the line of what my body can even handle. So I'm very concerned if I could even play this or not. But I want to support them, and I want to try to play it. I'm probably going to pre-order it so that I get the stuff, and I'm not going to open it. So that if I watch a couple videos and it just looks too scary, I'll return it. Maybe I could... Go ahead.
I'll say, yeah, I'm not getting it.
Maybe I could play it in the day with the door open, the lights on, and some music playing. With a room full of people.
Yeah, I got the first one on during the free to play when PlayStation had it last. I think it was like June, July, August, sometime in the summer.
Yeah.
Nope, downloaded it, started it up, and then turned it right off.
Yeah, you should play Until Dawn. It's really good, and it's not too scary. I have Resident Evil, Biohazard, whatever, 7. I picked it up to play the VR, and I can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah.
I am scared of that game before even putting it in.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Resident Evil, Silent Hills, any of them.
I don't like to be scared. I hate jump scares. I hate being startled. I hate feeling uneasy the whole time. But man, some of those, like, Until Dawn was great. Inpatient for VR was awesome. But I want the scary parts to go away so I can keep going with the game, because it seems like scary games have good stories.
Yeah, see, I'm not into scary games or movies, but I want to play that observation game.
Yeah, people are loving that game too. People are loving it. That's it for the news. I told everybody it's a slow week for news.
Yeah.
That was it. That was all of it. That was everything I could. I actually forgot the Ouya story because I thought it died a year and a half ago, and you reminded me earlier, so there was even one less story. That's how little's going on in the gaming world right now.
And Dan picked a good week to go camping.
Yeah. He did. Mountain hiatus. He's probably drinking some shine right now. Whittling. Probably carving a pipe out of wood. Catching fish with his bare hands. I picture Dan in jeans with a belt but no shirt.
Yeah, definitely shirtless.
Yeah, but jeans.
And a hat, a trucker hat.
Yeah, and a beer.
And a cigarette.
Cigarette in the mouth for sure, just hanging out. Catching fish with one hand because he's got a beer in a koozie. He's got a koozie on the beer too because you don't want to grip that bare can. Not a savage.
And a purple koozie.
Yeah, you're not a psychopath. You're not going to hold the beer in the hand. Put that thing in a koozie.
Now, is he wearing boots or shoes?
I don't know if he's wearing shoes.
Sandals, flip flops, or barefoot?
Maybe nothing. Maybe barefoot with jeans on. I don't know.
Is the button buttoned or is the button unbuttoned?
It's buttoned, but not all the way.
Not all the way.
Yeah. No shirt. So you're talking about the pants?
I'm talking about the pants, yeah.
The pants are buttoned. The pants are put on correctly. It's like he just stopped getting dressed right then. Like he slid the pants on and that's it. Dan is deceptively rugged.
Yeah.
So I could see it.
His hair is going to grow really long in this couple days.
Dan always looks like he needs a shave. So his beard's going to get a little longer. His hair is going to get longer. The shirt's going to be worn less and less. And I think the whole trip, I don't know how many days he's gone for. He wears the same pair of jeans the whole trip.
Ooh.
Those are his outside jeans.
Barefoot.
Yeah, barefoot, outside jeans on. Don't even know. I don't even know. I haven't even seen the shirt. Like, I don't even know if he brought one. No,
maybe just one to drive.
Yeah, a flannel. Just a flannel for driving flannel. So shout out to Dan who's enjoying the mountains. Whatever people do in the mountains. I don't think he's in the mountains. I think he's just in a cabin in the woods.
Yeah, don't say mountains
because I don't really know where he's at. But so if you want to shout out or if you want to give a shout out to somebody else, support us at the $10 tier over at patreon.com/Gamestitch. Just like our friend Thomas did. Thomas supported us at the $10 tier and he sent me a shout out this week. And I super like this shout out. He wants to give a shout out to his local game store, Patriot Games. Small, down-to-earth, old-school game shop. The guy who runs it, this place is awesome. He's like a living gaming wiki. He also does repairs for gaming devices, old and new. He can fix anything from Atari, NES to PS4. He cleans and repairs old game cartridges or whatever you need. If he doesn't have it, he can find it. He's almost a museum-class collection of games for sale. Also holds top video game and multiple video game tournaments for local. We need more places like this in the world. He told me in a separate one that this guy's probably in his 60s to 70s, too.
Yeah.
So he's an older guy. But it's cool to see somebody with a passion for video games that isn't a... See, this is the part that makes me sad about the future of Stadia and stuff. I don't give a damn about GameStop. But places like this should exist.
Yes.
And it's all but gotten impossible for them to exist as it is. And there's a few of them. Even the Play and Trades and Game Exchange, those are big chains now. You've been to Game Trader in Nashville?
Yeah.
Ever been to that one? Yeah, that's a local store.
Do you remember here the Viking Cards of Comics?
Yeah.
Remember how the old guy had the game? You just go in there and give him $1 and just trade it whatever game he had in stock.
Yeah, and the Great Escape in Nashville's got several locations. They do classic games, trade in and buy and all that. And there's a few of them out and about still, but this sounds like a cool one, and that guy sounds super rad. I love that he's repairing them. Thomas said that he even told him if he'll bring in some of his old stuff, he'll show him the proper way to clean it so that he can do it at home. The guy just seems cool as shit, and if you have a store like that in your town, in your area, write us and let us know. Even if you're not at the shout out tier, I'll shout out those stores because those stores should exist.
Yep.
So,
and if we ever go there, we might have to travel in that area. I'll have to stop by.
Hell yeah! So shout out to Patriot Games.
Big shout out to you guys.
Yeah, it looks cool. Our other shout out is from Zach. Zach didn't supply us one. I've also done a shitty job of reaching out to Zach to get him set up with some stuff that we're going to do in the future. Work has been crazy for me. Like I can't get anything done that's not work, and when I get home, I've got 27 projects that have to be done. So I'm a busy man right now, and I don't have anything to show for it other than a job and projects that aren't finished. So I'm working through it. But yeah, so my shout out is to Zach. His shout out for him is to him, because we appreciate him being a supporter and offering his services up to us, and we're going to reach out very soon. So Zach, you're an awesome person. Thomas, you're an awesome person. Garrett, Alan, I know you guys have listened and contributed for a long time. Elliot, Matt listens every week. Sometimes Dan listens because he's a psychopath. Shout out to Dan. You're probably listening to this one.
Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, shout out to the world.
We love you.
We care about the planet. You don't litter.
Yep. Dispose of your games correctly.
Yeah. Don't forget to spade and neuter your games, so that they don't reproduce. Nothing worse than a reproducing game. You can follow us on the social medias. I am at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shirtless Dan, which is really appropriate, I'm guessing, this week. And Gerald, you are at Hoffen Show.
Yes.
That's how you like it to be said, too.
It's not, but I take it.
It's just you've learned to accept it, though, in a way that I find refreshing.
Yeah, because I still get people calling me that, even they don't even know me.
Yeah, it's fine. That's the right.
It's like Hoff.
Yeah, that's the right pronunciation of it.
They're like, Hoff, what are you doing? Come over here, Hoff.
Like when you're playing online and stuff?
Yeah.
That's good. That's real good. But yeah, so shout out to everybody. Follow us on the social medias. Thank you again for everyone who supports us, even if it's by listening every week. This show would be less fun if it was just for the three of us. And thanks for climbing through the glass window, cutting your hands up to be on the show today.
Oh, no, thank you for inviting me.
Now, your dog barked all the way through until we started.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Because it barked nonstop for 10 minutes before we started recording.
Yep.
It's like the on-air light came on and your dog was like, nope, that's it.
Daddy's going to get me.
Yep, time to behave, time to act the appropriate way because there's a recording in progress. And so shout out to your dog.
Oh, thank you.
What's your dog's name?
Minx.
Minx. Shout out to Minx for keeping it together through the whole show because I did not think she was going to cooperate.
You thought you were going to have to do some editing, huh?
No, I was going to leave that in for sure. People like guests, so we're going to have a guest. Minx. So yeah, 3-3-2. I think this went okay. I think we did all right. It's Memorial Day weekend. Think someone who has been a part of our armed services, our military in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Think everybody. Think everyone who does a job that you don't want to do this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
So this will post on Monday. Also go buy mattresses. Those are on sale. Those are big Memorial Day number ticket. This is like the second best-selling day of the year for, or Monday is for groceries. So a lot of people do grill outs and whatnot, get-togethers.
Yeah, true.
Barbecues. Do you like someone calling it a barbecue when they're grilling out?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's a regional thing. You can only say that in the South. If you say, "Hey, you want to come over? I'm barbecuing," that doesn't mean to me that you're having barbecue.
Right.
That means you fired up the grill.
And you're cooking ribs or hot dogs or burgers or something.
If we lived in
New York with Dan.
Yeah, and we said we're barbecuing, you would expect to come over and find some proper barbecue. I was going to pick a shittier state, but yeah, we'll go with New York. But here you can just say barbecue. It's just a catch-all for I fired up the old grill.
Yeah.
Do you grill?
No.
Do you have a grill?
Yes.
Okay. Charcoal or gas?
It's charcoal.
And you don't grill?
Have not grilled. I've never grilled myself. The wife knows how to grill because she's the cook. And we did it maybe 2008, 9.
Well, it's been 10 years since you've grilled.
Yeah.
The charcoal grill is a lot of trouble. Better flavor, a lot of trouble.
Yep.
The gas grill's where it's at. You turn the handle, you hit the button, and you're grilling.
Now, my brother can grill. He's got one of them big fancy.
Yeah, I've got the dual.
Grills.
So mine's charcoal on one side, gas on the other. I grill out probably weekly.
Ooh.
I like burgers, hot dogs, sausage, chicken.
I'm going to a barbecue later today.
Are they having barbecue?
Probably not.
Right. Is it a Memorial Day celebration?
Yeah, it's more like a birthday.
Okay.
The birthday's next week, but they're celebrating this weekend.
Yeah, why not do it on a busy weekend while everybody's out? Yeah.
Yep. There'll be lots of alcohol.
Burgers, hot dogs.
Yep.
One would assume potato chips.
Yep. Steaks and a bunch of Spanish food too.
Are you bringing a dish?
The wife was going to make something or get something.
Yeah. Yeah. Those things, even if you feel obligated to bring something because you're going to eat everything.
Most people will eat everything, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a picky
me.
Eater.
Yeah.
Some people don't know that about you.
Very, very, very picky.
You're very picky. Whereas I'm like a garbage disposal. I'll eat anything.
Just about everything.
Yeah. I don't like tomatoes. I don't like mushrooms. I don't like seafood.
Yeah, I don't do seafood either.
But I'll eat almost anything else and a lot of it. So that's going to do it for us. Best wishes, Dan. I hope you make your way down from the mountaintop, and resume your sweaty chair. I assume it sweats because your back. Sometimes my back sweats. That is my number one area of sweat.
Mine's my chest.
That superhighway on the back of my back dip, the middle of my back.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sweat superhighway to my ass crack.
No, mine's my chest.
And it just pours back there. And then my forehead is also a high traffic area for sweat. It likes to drip down into my eyes.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's not cool.
No.
It's also kind of gross. People don't like sweat.
Mm-mm. But then there's some people that do.
Some people
freaks out there.
Oh, you're talking about some of these internet people.
No, I know so.
You know some sweat fetishes?
Yes, I like to lick it.
Oh, okay. I don't know anyone that does that.
Oh, I know.
But
actually, no. You do know somebody we used to work with.
I just don't know that they do it. But hey, I'm into everything someone else is into. I think you got to find your thing and you got to run with it. So if you're a sweat licker, I support you. Because everybody's into some weird shit. They just don't say it out loud. So shout out to the sweat lickers out there too.
Yep, episode 332, sweat lickers.
Yeah, sweat lickers. Sweat enthusiast. So it doesn't sound dirty. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Good night.
Good night.